So I am so excited to be going live again. I haven't been live in like forever. Let me get this out the way. I repot my plants with this. It's like one of those things that you get like in like a pumpkin thing, like for pumpkin carving. Anyway, I'm so excited to be going live. Literally, I haven't been live in forever. I haven't been doing the readings either. Let me light this candle real quick. Actually, I feel like I want to light two. I'm gonna light this green one on this pink one. Just cause. Okay. I haven't been live in forever. And that's just because I've been going through some things. I have been going through finals, trying to get my life together before I go on this research trip and everything like that. I've been busy, booked, but also very busy. So yeah, and don't think I forgot about my YouTube channel. I haven't. I actually filmed 2 vlogs. They just need to be edited, and I haven't had time to edit them. So I apologize for that. But I hopefully will be back on the regular uploading schedule. I guess after this, hopefully this all like brings me back to this channel and like revives my love for it. Anyway, we are going to be doing a live monthly reading for the month of June. And I obviously start off with we start off with a general reading. Oh my god, what's going on outside? I'm sorry, guys. They might be doing construction, so if you hear that, just please ignore it, at least for the time being. Anyway, so the way, if you haven't been to a live yet, this is how it works. I do a general reading, and then I go based off of the elements of the zodiac. So everyone gets a reading first, and then we go into individuals after that. That way it's much more clear what you need to be focused on and stuff like that. And the first card that popped out is the Queen of Pentacles, which is the card that I identify with most. So I'm really excited. Well, yeah, let's continue with this general reading. We got, King of Swords upside down, baby hunty. Okay. And what else do we have? We have Ace of Wands and the High Priestess. Okay, so again, this is the general reading part. Timestamps will be down below for those who are watching the recording, the replay, and for those of you who are not, just wait for your turn, I guess. So we have the Queen of Coins, the King of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the High Priestess. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm just so blessed and so grateful to be doing this reading for you guys. Like, I know I need to get into this right now because I said I would, but I just want to express my gratitude because genuinely, I'm so happy to be doing this reading. Like, I haven't done this in a while, and I love doing this. Genuinely, like out of the bottom of my heart, I love doing this. So we have the Queen of Coins. So it looks like the first week of June is going to be amazing. You're going to feel very grounded, very in place, very like getting shit done, like crossing off to-do lists and stuff like that. And it's going to feel sort of like you're conquering everything, and that it's not like an aggressiveness. It's more of like people are eating out of the palm of your hand. Like everything's just going so gracefully. Everything's just like, you're feeling just like on top of the world, basically. The only issue here, it's not really an issue. It's more of just like beware, like make sure that you use this energy to your advantage. But you're going to have a lot of influence. And so when someone has a lot of influence, at one point or another, that might change into manipulation. So make sure that you keep that in mind. So although you would want to influence people and you would want to be like, hey, I'm doing this, why don't you go like check it out or whatever, or like being an influential person like in like a good light. You don't want to go into that manipulation side. It's really gross, it's really mean, and it's really just like not okay. Like you wouldn't want someone imposed their own will onto you. So why would you do that to other people? Let's make sure that we stay in our lane, but also appreciate the beautiful things and the success that comes to us during that first week of June. Second week of June, we have the King of Swords, but reversed. So I feel like you might be a little too cocky, a little too over your head. Of course, like because we have like that switch from like sort of like feminine energy to a more masculine energy. So I feel like if it's an abrupt switch, you're definitely going to be a little bit cocky, and that's going to cloud your sort of judgment, and you're going to feel like kind of sort of on edge, if that makes sense. Like you're going to feel like a lot of people are out to get you, um, like vocally, like through speech, through talk. I would advise limiting your time on Twitter, limiting your time on Twitter um, for that week, the second week of June. How many weeks are in June? I think, let me pull up my calendar real quickly. Actually, I can use my phone for that. I think June has 4 weeks. It has 5 actually, so I need to pull another card. No, it's got 4. Anyway, whatever. 4 weeks. We're gonna go with 4 weeks, but you need to, limit your time on Twitter, limit time on social media in general, because I feel like you're going to get into a lot of fights. You're going to be a bit not level-headed at all. And social media is a great place for communication and everything, but we also know how toxic social media can be in general. So make sure that you limit your time on your phone and actually just like take a couple seconds to breathe and don't make any rash decisions. If you have any decisions that you know you need to make, I'd say either do it now during the first week of June. I'd say I count like the first through really the second week, but it's still the first week to me of June as like the first week. And then the second week, like, etc. So do it now or after that second week of June, second full week of June. Just because you're not in the space to do it. This is the space for you to be like maybe creative in a sense where like you're just like expressing yourself sort of like erratically. I don't want to use the word erratic, but like freely. Express yourself freely during this week, and make sure that you place no actual judgment on anyone, anything, including your own self, for sure yourself in this area. But I still want you to take like accountability, take authority for the way that like you're making decisions, hopefully not large decisions, and you taking my advice, but you're making decisions, going throughout your day-to-day life and stuff like that. Make sure that take accountability for your actions. Stay as like clear as you possibly can. I would advise that you sort of like detach yourself from you guys know me, getting like out of breath and shit from talking too loud. I advise that you sort of detach yourself from your own space, like your own life for a little bit. Like take on the observer portion instead of like the doing portion of your life. Take a back seat and let just like yourself be on autopilot for a little bit and just like observe what you do and stuff like that. So that way, if anything goes wrong, you know that, okay, well, I can do this without judgment because really I wasn't even really active this week. So then for the third week of June, you have the Ace of Wands. So we're getting back into this sensual energy here. And I feel like if you're going to make money this week, like if you have like a business or something, if you do side hustles or something like that, if you're going to make money this week, it's going to be the first and third week of June. And I say this because it seems like there's like a very fluctuated thing going on in this month in general. Like you're going to be up and like have like great ideas, great business plans, great marketing or whatever, great just like creativity in general. And then you're going to go into like this space of like observing, reflection, intuition, like just following your intuition, like letting things flow, letting things like just like be as they are and being very passive in a sense. So it's very like a very fluctuating week. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, but I'm just saying like it's good to be balanced. Like this is a very balanced month, and you're not going to have very many conflicts. If they are conflicts or something like can easily be done away with, like with communication or even just like just resolving the conflict itself. Like if it's something more like oh, you don't have enough money, just wait until next week. Literally, that's it. You can wait until next week, borrow for someone and pay them back the week after, like when you know that you're going to be in that space, like to be open financially. So going back to the third week of June, we see a lot of creativity. We see a lot of sort of like openness. Like I feel like if you were going to do any sort of spiritual work, I would recommend doing it within the self, because although Ace of Wands is like a very like, hey, I'm contacting you type of thing, I still think that it's in a space where it's like self work, not necessarily like, working with other people in like the spiritual realm or like, deities and stuff like that. Like you need to focus on yourself, build up that spiritual hygiene, if you will. And yeah, stuff like that. You would want to do like, so if you were like casting any spells, you would want to do it in like the third or fourth week of June, because we do have the High Priestess right there. But again, this is more so focusing on yourself. A lot of this energy is just like, what can you do for yourself, or like how can you provide that lifestyle that you've been seeking. That's what June is going to offer you, a way to actually lay the foundations for that. And if you already have laid the foundations for that, well, then we're just going up the ladder at that point. We're building another story to the legacy that you've been building. So for that third week, really focus on just letting the ideas flow. It'd be a good time to journal, again, art, writing. If you've been writing a book, do work on that during the third week. And make sure that you communicate with other people too. There's going to be a lot of passion involved. So whatever you're passionate with or passionate in, make sure that you do that as well. Don't like just do nothing that third week. This is a card of action, and you need to start like fulfilling yourself in all ways, like mentally, spiritually, and physically. There's also I just had it. Oh, it was in my head. Something about like new. What was it? I can't remember. Damn it! But like, confidentiality is another thing. I think it's probably like. Oh, this comes with the King of Swords, confidentiality. If you have a secret, make sure that you keep it. I know that sometimes it can be hard and you might want to like flap off the mouth or whatever. Like you might want to tell like one of your friends, something like that. But if the person trusts you with something, or if you're trusting yourself, like you're trusting another person, no, I don't think it's the time to trust another person with your secrets during the second week of June, but whatever. But if a person has trusted you with their secret, make sure that you keep it, and make sure that no matter how tempting it is to spill, no matter how like fitting it is for the conversation, just close your mouth, shut up. It's not your place to say. I can see this being like a really bad situation later on, so just avoid that if you can. So back to this Ace of Wands. Sorry, I'm getting like sidetracked with everything, but that's just the way that these readings go. Back to this Ace of Wands. New sort of like that word did not come back to me. I was hoping that it would, but it didn't. Anyway, just really be in a space of like being open to really any and everything. Maybe like a new perspective. It wasn't that word, but it was something close with like perspective. And just like stay sort of aware to like your thoughts at this point. I feel like a lot of manifestations are coming on at this point, and your mind will be leading you like with like fleeting thoughts. Like it will come in and it'll leave. Like it'll be very fast. You know what I'm talking about. So make sure that you keep a journal, keep your notes app open, and like type, whatever thought was going by, whatever, because I feel like one of these thoughts, or at least a lot of them, are going, or that was backwards, but whatever, what I'm saying. These thoughts are going to provide you with opportunities, blessings, and beautiful things like this, and you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out at all. Now to the fourth week of June, we have the High Priestess. And so I love this card for many reasons, but really because this card specifically, from the Tarot of the Divine deck, it's like genuinely so gorgeous, so beautiful. This lady is so pretty. I love this card at the end of months specifically because it tells that like you're in a state of like reflection, in a state of like, okay, what's next? You're like planning, and stuff like that. Like you're listening to your intuition, and it's really great because that means that the story continues, and that next month, like whatever you do this month will spill over into next month. And so that means that you need to really pay attention to your actions this month, because your how you go about like living next month might be affected, or like the events that happen during that time might be affected. I would say that during this week, or during the fourth week, wind down a little bit. You've been sort of like everywhere doing everything, very spontaneous and stuff like that. Just chill out for a little bit, take some time to yourself, treat yourself, have this sense of like, I don't know, it's basically like getting to know yourself again, like relearn who you are, in a sense, because I feel like during this time you're going to be so bombarded with like, not even bombarded, but maybe you'll be like working on like 30 different creative projects at a time, or like you'll have multiple things going on in your business that you need to accomplish or whatever, and you might get lost in those things. And part of being successful, part of being a successful person is having a sense of identity, right? So go back to yourself, go back within and discover who you are, reconnect to your higher self, reconnect to your inner child and stuff like that. Just have like little R&R with your own self, that'll be a good time for that. I would also say that is a time. So if you do any like devotional practices or whatever, the 4th week of June is directly for that. Just really strengthen that spiritual bond, really tie that strengthen that cord to you in the spiritual realm, for sure. Because you've been doing all these like earthly activities this month, mainly, primarily, and then you need to really reconnect with that, just so that you can continue being successful and have, the things that you have been desiring for a while. Okay, so that is that month. Let's see what oracle decks we have for you. What cards do we have? I'm using the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. Okay. Durgan Sasha. Transfiguration. Yep. That like literally makes so much sense. You're going through like a birthing period. Like you're giving birth to something during this time. So of course you're gonna feel like, oh, everyone's eating at the palm of my hand. I'm being so well taken care of. I'm being pampered and, loved, and I'm feeling so luscious, and I'm living lavishly and luxuriously. And then you're going like, what's going on? I don't know what the fuck is happening to me during this time. And then it's creation, and then you have to get back to yourself. You have to remember who you are. You're going through a birthing period. So use this to your advantage. If you have been wanting something, like really, really, really fucking deep in your heart, multiple things, by the way, because, maybe you can have little triplets, we don't know how fertile you are, but, you are pretty fertile. And no, this is not disclaimer. Just because I said that doesn't mean you're going to have a baby or like whatever. I can't give medical advice, and I do not give medical advice. Anyway, this is strictly figurative speaking. Figure. Oh my god, figure. I can't say it. I can't say the word anymore. It's okay. This is strictly a metaphor, but so multiple things that you have been wanting for like maybe even years at this point, or maybe like all of your life. Reaffirm that manifestation as you've been like actively manifesting that, but at the same time, if it's like something new as well, and it's like really, really deep in your heart, not necessarily like, oh, just like, random desires, your day-to-day desires or whatever, although you could manifest those as well if that's really what you want. But really like the stuff that's going to propel you forward and get you living that dream life that you've been, closing your eyes and, living in your dreams right before you go to bed or go to sleep. Make sure that you manifest that and see that that's what's going on throughout this. And if not like the whole thing, at least just the first step, so like if you want to let's say you want to be like a lawyer and you want to have your own firm or whatever, what can you do to like, what's the first step in that? Like, have you gone to law school? Have you gone to school in general? If you have gone to school, if you have graduated, not necessarily from law school, but, just from your bachelor's or whatever, are you, doing the things that you need to do to, are you opening yourself up to new opportunities? Like, what would be the next step? Do you want to work at a law firm just to get experience and get your foot in the door while you're in this like waiting period to go into law school or to get your master's? What are you doing? What's your next step? Manifest that next step. Maybe if you want to open a bakery and stuff like that, but you don't like, you have like the skill already and you have like the availability, quit your day job or and manifest the money, the startup money to do so. these are the next steps type of things that I'm talking about. Like, how can you increase your exposure to, or like increase your availability, exposure, visibility to the thing that you truly, truly, truly desire. I don't think another card's gonna pop out. So I think, because I've been shuffling this whole damn time, and I don't think another card's gonna pop out. But yeah, let's see what else there is. I do want to add, and this wasn't, I mean, I guess it kind of was from the cards since it sparked this thing, but it's more so like it was coming through here. If you, okay, so birth is intense. It's intense physically and mentally and spiritually. Spiritually, in the sense where you are literally the bridge between life and death. You yourself are in that like sort of space of death, being damn near close to it as you give birth. And whatever you produce is the life that comes out of you, you know. You are that space between heaven and earth at that moment of, you know, giving birth. So being the meeting point of heaven and earth, how do you fulfill that role? That's a loaded question. I know it is. Do I know the answer? No, because I haven't actually done the mental work to do that. But that's a great journaling question for everyone here. How do you fulfill that role of being both heaven and earth? There's also like a sense of everything's coming to the ground, if that makes sense. And I know that's like a lot different from what I've been saying for this general reading, but like a sense of everything's coming to the ground in a sense that, or in the way that isn't really a negative thing. It's just a change, you know? If you, this is sort of exactly what quantum leaping is like looking like. If you want to like live your dream life, you literally can by the end of June. You just have, it's like just a matter of like, are you working hard? Are you seizing the opportunities as they come to you? Are you like manifesting, not daily, but are you like, you know, constantly giving gratitude for the things that you see and the things that you don't see? Are you constantly persisting and affirming that you have everything that you want, everything that you desire? You know, all these things matter within the month of June. So I'll leave you with this, and we'll go on to fire signs. Actually, we'll go on to earth signs then next. I'll leave you with this. You need to know what you really want to do. You need to sit down with yourself and be like, hey, this is it. We only have one life. What are we going to do with it? Okay? What's your purpose? How can you fulfill that purpose? What are the things that you like to do for fun? And how can you incorporate that fun into that purpose? Those are the things that you need to do. Those are the big questions that you need to be asking yourself during this month. And if nothing else, do that. I'm so serious about that. If nothing else, do that. And yeah, I will leave you with that. We're going to go to earth signs, but if you're watching the replay, you can wait until, if you're watching the replay, you can click the timestamps below, but if you're watching live, you have to wait until I get to your sign, your elements. Go off your big three, by the way. And yeah, but until then, if you feel like a lot of this resonated with you and you want something more in depth, I am open for readings. You can just book with me with the link in the description. And yeah, let's go on to Earth signs. So what lies for Earth signs? Damn, these bitches are popping out. Don't know what. Damn, I'm so sorry, Earth signs. All right, it gets better. Not to be alarmed, not to like make you alarmed or anything, but you guys are gonna have a rough 2 weeks, and I mean this in the best way. Sort of not the best way on the second time, but during the first week, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of self-sacrifice. We got the Eight of Swords here. You see it right here. Lots and lots of self-sacrifice. Sort of like sort of like a reflection period. Like you're finally seeing what's going on in your world, and you're like, damn, hold up, this is not what I want. This is not what aligns like with me and my being. So you're either going to feel a lot of loss here, a lot of confusion here, a lot of just like in-depth thinking and stuff. Where like, okay, what do I want, and how can I heal from this, if that makes sense. Like, how can I heal? How can I prepare myself for this journey that's going to take me a lot of time to get through, just like reprogramming myself. What I also see here, and that moves on to the next week, is if you have like a mental illness, like a mood disorder, like depression or something like that, that's probably going to flare up. And I'm so sorry, but you will get through it. Promise you will. It's just going to suck for a little bit. But back to this Eight of Swords, lots of reflection, sort of like that song Chamber of Reflections by Mac DeMarco. I think that's his name, or Mark DeMarco. No, it's Mac DeMarco. That's going to be sort of like you. You're sort of going to be in like this like echo chamber of your own thoughts, like really sort of like producing this state of just mirage. What the fuck does that mean? State of mirage? You're going to be in this sort of state where it's like void-esque. And you can use this to your advantage, manifest within like the nothingness. This is where you would pull something out of nothing and like, quantum leap into like whatever. But you're going to be in this state, but that's like, for people who actually are like mentally strong enough to do that. But I know that a lot of people aren't, and sometimes I'm not either. So, whatever. Back to what I was saying about this first week, though, about the state of mirage. It's going to be kind of like, existing in a void, existing in an echo chamber, sort of like being surrounded by shattered glass, and sort of like being careful. Okay, I got an email. Sometimes it's really important, sometimes it's not, whatever. Being surrounded by shattered glass and being careful not to step on it, but also looking at the beauty of it surrounding you and whatnot. But it's surrounding you. You know what I mean? Like, it's dangerous, but also it's beautiful. And you can see yourself in it, and you can see all the pieces of your life in it, or whatever. But if you touch it, it's like, shit, whatever. Not whatever, but like that. Um, so this state of mirage is like a place for you to simply just exist, simply just be and like observe, where you are, who you are, um, and just like, you know, gain wisdom in that space. Um, I know that that's kind of a hard thing to do, to not do anything, to not want to fix anything in the moments when you're being like presented with like 33 things that you 33 that might mean something to someone, but 33 things that you've been doing like wrong. Um, and you might look at yourself and you might be like, damn, how did I get to be such a mess? How did I lose sight of my morals? Um, how did I become so, I don't want to use the word sinful, but that resonates with you, that resonates with you, How can I, it's like you might have a hard time dealing with that by yourself, and you might want to go ahead and fix it, but you can't. You have to just sit there and take it. You have to sit there and take it, um, and wait until you've absorbed all of that wisdom to then do something about it. During the second week, though, we have the Ten of Swords, which is not any better. Not any better. This is. Sorry, I was just laughing at the imagery in this card. This is sort of like a space where you're going to feel awful. You're going to feel awful. You're going to be in this like space like this is where like the worst of the depression or whatever mood disorder you might have, or like whatever low emotion you might be feeling during that time is going to be really, really intense. You're going to feel like God has smited you. You're gonna be like, why? Like, what did I do? What did I do? But sometimes instead of trying to stay above the water and fight what's attacking you, you just gotta swim. You just gotta swim away. Go underwater and do a fucking breaststroke. Like that's the sort of like vibe that we're getting from this is do I want to fight this, or do I just want to escape it and deal with it later? Do I want to fight this aggressively, or do I not want to waste my energy with whatever is bothering me so bad, uh, and just deal with it in a smarter way? If someone's shooting at you, are you going to run in the direction that the gun is, or like the bullets are flying? Or are you just going to get out of the way and like take cover to something that's like thick? That's how a lot of you like deal with issues, if that makes sense. Like you're going to the thing that's harming you. Um and this, I heard addiction. Sorry if that triggers anyone. With live readings you can't really give trigger warnings, but it's best to just come in and be cautious anyway. But it's like addiction. Like, are you going to actually go to the thing that's hurting you? I said this in one of my TikToks. I know a lot of people take it the wrong way when I say this sometimes, but I have depression. I do. I go through bouts of depression. I have depressive episodes and stuff like that, and it's hard for me. But what I've learned and what I've observed in myself is that because I'm, mostly in a low mood, um, or at least I have been in the past, sometimes I seek out being sad, like things that are going to make me sad. Um, Not because, like I actually want to be sad. It's because I'm addicted to that sadness. It's because that sadness is my comfort space. It's where I existed in for most of my life. So of course, I'm going to be comfortable in that space. I'm going to seek it out when I get too happy, because happiness is weird for me. It's uncomfortable. Like, I'm over here being like super excited, super happy, like, having my life being fulfilled. Of course, I'm going to go back and look at that sadness and be like, oh my God, actually, I kind of want to do that. Like, oh, but I feel like I should be sad, regardless of all the blessings that I had, or regardless of all the success. I should be sad. And that's just the way that my mind works. I am addicted to sadness. So, oh no, the sun's going down. It's okay. We'll be okay. If the sun goes down, I'll just get up and turn on the light. So, I sometimes I run towards the thing that's harming me, and it's not that I want to, and it's not that I don't have the space to get out of it, because sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't, because it's like an actual mental illness. I can't control my brain sometimes, but sometimes I do have that space. But I just don't see it because sad is comfortable, so I automatically want to go to the space where I'm sad because it's safe for me. Some of you are doing that same thing, but in different ways. Could be even the same way, but in different ways. And this is a moment that's kind of like that. And it's going to be sort of like, this is sort of like a test of whether or not you have gotten control over, the mindfulness that you have within yourself. Like, sorry, I worded that weird, but this is sort of like a test of whether or not you're mindful enough to recognize these negative patterns and, feelings that have been brought up in you and stuff like that. I'm hot. Okay, so if you ever heard of the upper limit, this is sort of like this is sort of like the same thing. Basically, the upper limit is a space of, it's basically like your limit, for how successful, how happy, how zen you could be. And when you hit that limit, your brain's like, oh shit, this is uncomfortable, can't function, like we've never done this before. We're not comfortable in the space. We're not comfortable in the space of like success, or like this level, this much success, this much happiness, whatever. We got to bring this shit down. So the upper limit. So when you hit that upper limit, you're like, ah. When you hit that upper limit, right here, your brain goes like, nope, we can't do that, and you start to self-sabotage. And you go back down, and you go back down, and you go back down. Sometimes all the way back down. You hit a mega low. And we know no one likes that, but that is, what goes on. But when you hit that upper limit this time, maybe try to, succeed. Maybe go up a little bit more, so that way your limit gets reset to here. And every time you are in like that sort of space, where, you hit that limit, just go up a little bit more. Hit that limit right here. You go up a little bit higher. Hit that limit, go up a little bit, and then go back down. And that way, it just keeps going up and up. So you allow yourself more success, more happiness, and more just like good overall for yourself, instead of just allowing yourself to be bullied by your brain and, fall into a reality of self-sabotage. So that's what's going on in the second week. I know that's a lot, but I know that you guys will get it. I know that if you don't do it now, you'll do it next time. And that's okay. Sometimes, we just have to give in, because we're just not energized enough. But it's always good to try. It's always good. Did I not curl this piece of hair? Anyway, whatever. It's always good to try. It's always good to fight your brain's negative habits. So for the third week, we have the star card. Love this card. Actually, this is my favorite card within the tarot, because I just love it. It's so sweet. It's so comforting. It's so, look, you got this. Go on. It's cheering you on. It literally is cheering you on. And I think that this illustration represents that beautifully, but I digress. The star card is like literally one of my favorites. So after you get out of all that negativity, all that confusion, all that mental turmoil and stuff like that, you're going to be in a space of like, but wait, there's good, but wait, I can actually do this and stuff. You're going to look towards guidance. You're going to feel like that inspiration, feel that hope just pulling into you, and you're just going to climb out of that dark space. And you're going to be open to fulfillment at that point. You're going to be like, okay, I have the energy. My cup has been replenished. I have that space. I have that space in my life now where I do want to do better. I do want to go forward. I do want to, do all these beautiful things for my life. And I want to, do better for me. That is exactly what leads you into the fourth week of June. Sort of that inspiration, that drive, that revigoration of your soul, of your life, that fire within you. It's going to lead you to the Knight of Cups. And you're going to go on sort of like this soul-seeking adventure. You're going to be much happier, promise you. But you're going to be focused more on purpose, more on like, how can I exist, maybe even coexistence? How can I coexist with like this group of people, or, in the space that I'm in? Or, like, how can I coexist with nature? How can I be more out there and like still exist in like this society that I'm in? So like that, it's going to be a lot about finding yourself, finding your place, finding where you belong. A lot of exploration, a lot of adventure within yourself and also the outer world. And so there's also sort of like a sense of being like your own advocate, but more in the sense like you are finally sticking up for yourself, but not in a way where like you've been like beaten down or whatever, but you're finally just like doing the things that you want to do. You might have just been doing like, what everyone else wants you to do or what's expected of you, but you're finally just allowing yourself to be you. And you're just not giving a fuck at that moment. If that makes sense. But basically during the fourth week, you're there to learn. Your existence is just filled with learning and trying to gain wisdom and really just recenter yourself and re-ground yourself in the right space. God. Every time I do these readings, every damn time I do these readings, my voice and my throat just go out. I still got 3 more elements to do, so I need to suck it up and get pushed through. Anyway, some oracle cards for you. What does the month of June hold? I don't think these cards like to fight, and as soon as I said that, isn't that hilarious? Rebirth. Ayahuasca. I don't think you can see that card very well. Maybe if I actually hold it still, you can see it. Rebirth. Okay, what else? Ooh, shite. Honestly, that's exactly what you're going through too. Ah, the beloved. That is so cute. Okay. Damiana. Okay. I feel like you're gonna fall in love with yourself again. Like this is very passionate on both sides. Like you through the month of June are going to be like all over yourself on the inside, and I'm holding so much compassion for you, so much space for you during this time. So just be wary of that. Know that I am supporting you from afar or whatever. So here, and you've known in the general reading that I said rebirth, or I said birth. You're going through a birthing experience. That's for everyone. But here you are genuinely going through one more so than I'm assuming the others right now because I haven't done their cards. But you are birthing a new self, and that is going to hurt. That's going to hurt. It's going to be a lot of confusion, a lot of pain, a lot of what the fuck. But it's okay because you're going to love yourself. You're going to find your the space that you hold in your heart for yourself. And it makes me so happy. You're guided, for real, you are. So if you just get through this month, so many great things are going to happen for you. If you just get through this month, just wait. Be patient. Do the work. You got it. This is about rediscovering the self. So self-love, self-worth, things revolving around that. Self-desire. So if you haven't, been pleasuring yourself, I think this is the time to actually reconnect with that. You're allowed to feel good. You are. And if someone says that you don't need to dump them, I mean fast and quickly, with the quickness. Open up to becoming a new person. Open up to discovering who you actually are. Don't hold on to the past. Don't hold on to. I know the question that just came through was, what if my friends don't like this new version of me? What if I disappoint the people in my circle that I know, that I love? If they truly love you, they will love you no matter what. They'll love you through your ups, your downs, your phases, your craziness. They'll love you. They might take a moment to step aside a little quick because you might take up too much space for them. You might be, trailblazing, like marching through the path. And although you love them and they love you, they got to step aside unless you do your thing. But they do love you. If they do love you, they'll step beside you. If they love you, they will learn to love the new you. They will learn the new you so they can love you accordingly. So don't worry about that. And if you are worried about that, then are you really around people who are like actually solid for you? Like will go like the distance for you? I have found my way. I will go the distance. That's the song for you. I've given you 2 songs. 2 songs this reading, so I hope that you actually listen to them and find the message within them. I will go most anywhere to find where I belong. Oh my god, hilarious. But genuinely, like, I'm so proud of you guys. I am. You guys make me so happy and so just ecstatic. I know that I just know that I love you and that I think that you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie. And I bet you recognize that it's all going to be okay if you just keep going. Just keep going. That's my message for you. Just keep going and hold compassion for yourself because you will need it. Because you're going to be going through a time for a little bit. All right. If you want a more in-depth reading, you can book a reading with me with link in the description. And thank you so much for watching. And please watch both your sun, moon, and rising. So if you are just like an earth sun or something, go watch, your other two. Or, other one. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to move on to fire signs now. Ooh, okay, fire signs got that Queen of Coins. Okay, the cards are coming out. The the cards are coming out. Okay, you got Queen of Coins, Nine of Swords, the Empress. I know I'm not shuffling any different than I do. Okay, the Empress and Ace of Coins. Yeah, good job, guys. Okay, so here's the thing. You have a card from the general reading, which means that this genuinely applies to you. Genuinely applies to you. Or I guess generally, for being witty. That just reminded me of that video where it was like, welcome to Dollar General, where everything is generally $1. Or I don't know, I can't remember for the life of me where that's from, but that was really funny for me. Anyway. So back to you. Let's just look at this spread for a moment. Lots of feminine energy. Lots of it. Plenty of it. You are in your creative era, your boss babe era. Sort of like that is interesting. I'll get to that in a bit. But you're in like this space of just fucking awesomeness. You might not be in a little bit, though. Like second week is gonna be kind of crazy, but it'll be okay. Not crazy, but like kind of like, all right, chill out type of vibe. So we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Coins. Again, this is it's giving very solid, independent woman, solid, sensual, independent woman. It's giving boss babe. It's giving, women entrepreneur and stuff like that. You're getting shit done. You're sitting in that sort of creativity, that mystic energy, that witchy vibe, if that makes sense. And you're really in a space where it's like you're getting everything that you want. First, because it's coming to you, because it's attracted to you, and second, because you're attracting it purposefully. You're full of power, if we're being honest. Like this whole spread right here is full of power, full of it. I would say don't take shit lightly during this month at all. Don't take a single damn thing lightly, because you're too powerful. You are too powerful to just take things and like cast them aside. You're too powerful for that. So make sure that you are aware of what you're doing, your actions, how you're thinking, because your thoughts will manifest. They will manifest. And I was going to do a disclaimer, but I don't think that's needed. Obviously, intrusive thoughts are not going to manifest because they're intrusive. They're not your own thoughts. Anyway, Then we have like you're just so full right now. Like you have a lot of energy, you know? So you're I can't even like there's no words for you. You're bewitching. I'm spooning just um thinking about you, you know, you're like making me speechless. That's the type of energy you're giving. Um from for like the first week of June. Um and that is amazing because that means that you can do basically anything you want. Make sure what you want though is within your morals and within like what you're aligned with and what you like actually want, like your desires and stuff. Because if it's not, you'll manifest more of what you don't want, and you don't want that. So be sure to just be aware of who you are, what you're doing, the thoughts that are in your head, you know, stuff like that. This is a really good time to practice mindfulness. Like, if you feel like you have like this recurring negative thought, then I would say mindfulness is for sure the way to go, especially if it revolves around money or like material things and stuff like that. Like if you were looking for a house or something, if you're trying to like get into a new apartment, buy something like that, big like material energy, businesses, etc. Make sure that your thoughts around that are pure, because uh, that's what you'll manifest. Whatever you're thinking is going to be what you manifest, and make sure that they're pure. Now, the second week is a bit weird because you got the 9 of Swords there. And so this energy is kind of very, very, very weird. You're going to be sort of like, you know, that scene in Avatar where it was like literally like the last like couple of episodes of Avatar in like the third season, where Aang disappears and his friends are like, "What the fuck is going on? Like, where's Aang? We have to fight Fire Lord Ozai." You know, like, where is he? I can't believe he just disappeared like that. Um, and they were like, whatever. Like maybe he got cold feet. And they went to fight Fire Lord Ozai by himself, or by themselves, or with the whole team, I guess. And we're just like, okay, well, I hope Aang shows up, which is fucking crazy, by the way. But you know, you do what you need to be do. You do what needs to be done. Anyway, and then Aang was sort of just like literally on, I think it's like a lion turtle. I think it's what they called it. Just like literally meditating and speaking to his past selves about like what he needs to do in situation. Yeah, it's gonna be exactly like that. Like it's gonna be exactly like that. You're gonna like probably go away for a little bit, and your friend's gonna be like, excuse me, has anyone heard from so and so, Sandra? Sandra, if you're watching this, make sure that you tell your friends if you're going to be away for a little bit on the sailing coach, because you're going ghost like Danny Phantom. Anyway, it's going to be exactly that. You're going to be like in like this sort of like, you're going to have like, oh, I'm going to be on top of the world or whatever, and then you're going to be like, whoop, going back. It's like literally a genie coming out, having all this power and going back into the lamp. Except in this case, you're not like bound by like chains or whatever. You're just taking a break. You know, you're just recharging, going back and like, you know, using that intuition, like meditating on like, you know, things that you want, not even just things that you want, just sort of like reharmonizing yourself, mind, body, and soul, and stuff like that. And you might scare a few people being as MIA as you are, or you will be. But it's okay because you'll come back and they'll be fine. Just make sure that you have that communication, like, hey, I'm going through something, give me a second, type of vibe. But yeah, this is really a space for you to just come back, chill out, restore, relax. And tend to your needs, like mentally and spiritually. Because throughout the rest of the month, you got shit to do. And we'll go through that shit now. So through the third week, we have the Empress. Again, birthing. You're in your mother era. Yeah, you're going to really be tending a garden, like really just like cultivating all the things that you manifested, like affirming and persisting. Just, if they're not there yet, or if you feel like they're still coming, if we're being like, if we're using spiritual jargon, you're also going to exist in a space of gratitude, but also like just really in a space of just like, I have things I need to take care of. I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them right. So like, you're just going to sit there and really just breathe life into your own life, into, the things that you desire, to the things that you currently have, into your friends, into your family, into your business, into your career, into your research, into your creative affairs and stuff like that. You're really just going to be like giving life to everything around you. And I love that for you, but make sure that you give life to yourself during that time as well. Because if you don't, it's going to be a bit... it's going to be harder for you to give to other people if you don't give to yourself. Again, in that space of gratitude, make sure that gratitude is coming from your heart and not necessarily because you feel like you need to give thanks. Feel obligated to is the right term. Make sure that you are really, really, really just in a deep state of gratitude, and also just filling other things and stuff with life so that you can continue on through the fourth week without any hiccups or things like that, which is Ace of Coins, baby. Ace of Coins right here. And I love Ace of Coins. I love all the aces really, but Ace of Coins has a special place in my heart. Just because I actually don't know why, but during that fourth week, we're going to see a lot of things that you've been manifesting, especially coming around material matters coming to fruition. So if you have been manifesting a new business plan or a better business plan, that's what's going to happen. If you've been manifesting a plan to escape whatever place you're in, that's what's going to happen. If you've been manifesting a new apartment or like a new house or, a new like office space or whatever, that's what's going to come to you during that time, or at least, the seeds of that are going to start sprouting. And it's going to be a great time. I heard the word restorative. So it could be like, instead of something new, you might just like revamp something that you have. So a lot of, maybe like if your creative space is feeling a bit dull, maybe you're going to remodel it or something like that, or just like really clean house. Open the space, or your own spaces for sorry, I think I fucked up my cards. It's okay, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, open your own space up to better opportunities and better, like, things like better blessings and more blessings and stuff like that. So yeah, fourth week is just really just you relaxing and receiving. Obviously you're going to have to put in some action into that, but that action is just solely based upon like whatever is handed to you at that moment. I would say if you haven't been manifesting during this week, that would be a great time to manifest something. But you should have been manifesting. Sorry, this month is what I meant to say. But you should have been manifesting the entire month, because really this is your month to get whatever you want. Okay, what does the month of June hold for fire signs? Cordyceps, revival. What did I literally just say? Restoration. That's what I literally just said. Oops, shit. Revival and shape-shifting. Interessante. Revival and shape-shifting. You guys trying to upgrade your lifestyle or something like that? Because honestly, you could do it during this time. You might feel the need to just like give yourself a makeover or something like that. Oh, leadership too. Setting trends might be. Okay, trendsetter, Miss Influencer, I see you. Okay. But yeah, this is a really good time for you to just like discover who you are and like remodel your life to look as if you've upgraded it so that you can't upgrade it, stuff like that. Just like really start like buying like different clothes, or like the clothes of the woman or man that you want to embody, and stuff like that. Like get into that area. Basically become your higher self, or your ideal self, and start building that ideal lifestyle during this time. Take initiative and make sure that you're not really putting anyone else's be fair about it is basically what I'm trying to say. Like if you know that like you're living with like someone and you're like on two different terms of like what like a certain room is supposed to look like, don't remodel it without asking them or like asking for their input. That's kind of crazy. Like be considerate of other people, but at the same time, like, do what you can for yourself to upgrade. You're in a space of just complete revival. And I love that for you guys. So I'll leave you with this. Make sure that when you're going through this month, again, you're being mindful of like, the things that you're thinking and like, what you're paying attention to, giving your energy to. And sort of like keep this question in mind, like do it like on a day-to-day basis. What I did today was it aligned with like the vision that I see for myself, Or do I need to try harder tomorrow? Because that question alone, just reflecting on that, like, did I do what was aligned with my vision for myself? That question alone is going to help you transform this life into your desired life. And yeah, if you want a more in-depth reading, you can book a reading with me with the link in my description. I want to thank you so much for being here. Make sure you look at your sun, moon, and rising for your elements. And I will see you guys next time. And I'm moving on to air signs. All right, air signs. Ooh, Knight of Swords. What does June have for you, air signs? Okay. 10 of Cups. How? I mean, I guess. This is why air signs intrigued me, because it was like, what the fuck is going on with these? It must be the wind and you guys just going from place to place, one place to a goddamn, literally one place to a goddamn other. Love you guys, but damn, where's the stability at? I guess your stability is movement. God, my throat is not having a good time. Okay. So we started off. Well, first, let me look at the spread. I feel like nothing different is coming. Like, this is all sort of like the same damn thing. You're gonna have a pretty stable. I don't know how to work this. You're going to have a pretty stable, like, month, but it's going to be very, like, the same experience, but in different settings, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how else to say this shit at all, but it's the same experience in different settings. And you're just gonna, like, I don't know, it might be just like a test. You might be on a little quest or something like that. Anyway, got the Knight of Swords here for your first week of June. Adventure, you know, going for it, learning wisdom, gaining momentum on the things that you want, or like gaining momentum on, like, you know, the path that you're on, whatever. This is like sort of like, oh, I'm finishing the race, like what do I do, you know, like, oh, I'm almost there, like, type of vibe. Like, you're anticipating good, you're anticipating this blessing that's coming to you. So you're like, okay, determined, I'm focused, I'm going for this, I'm going for it, you know, like, how can I, what can I do to propel myself even faster? Like, you're on it, whatever it is, you're on it, you're motivated, you're down for whatever it is. Then we have the so that's the first month. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. The first week. Yeah, you're gonna be really doing the motivated thing. Like, my advice for you is not to slow down, but to make sure that you take a little souvenir from this era of your life. And what I mean by that is to stop and smell the roses. Maybe pick one and give it to another person. Make sure that generosity is still there. Don't get tunnel vision, you know, don't avoid, you know, the people around you, although you have a goal and you need to accomplish it. Make sure you just stay considerate of other things and, like, the world around you. Don't get too self-centered. And that's really just it for the first week of June. The second week, you got 10 of Cups. I don't know why I waved at your face like that with 10 of Cups. And this is amazing, obviously. What I feel here is that you finally got it. whatever you're working for, wherever you're working towards, you actually got it. Now, the thing that I was saying about like same experience, different environment, it's going to be in the last 3 weeks of June, not necessarily the first one, but the last 3 weeks. So you're here, you're satisfied, you know, you've got what you want, but you're also like sort of like romanticizing your life, I guess, in a sense where it's like, okay, yeah, now that I'm fulfilled, I actually get to live. I actually get to see my world and like in this beautiful light. I'm like, yes, fulfilled. I can do it. I can do it. Yay, me, you know? Or at least you're in a space where it's like, okay, well, now I have a plan. Now I have like, I know that I'm successful. I can do this. Like, this is the confirmation that I need to do this next thing. And you're filling with love. You're filling it with light. And you're just really in a space of just like, I have it all. The world's on my goddamn shoulders. The world's in my pocket, in my hands. You know, it's mine. Then we move to week 3, and we see 9 of Cups here. I love 9 of Cups, especially this card. Because they're gay. Happy Pride Month. But I do love this card. I think it's a beautiful illustration. But, you know, 9 of Cups, this is more of just like really enjoying yourself. Just being like, yes, you know, I'm here, I'm present, you know, like I might be a little bit, what's that word? It's not debauchery, but is it debauchery? I don't think so. You guys know what I'm talking about, but being overindulgent. If you know that word, please comment it, because I'll probably look it up, but comment it anyway, just so I know. Yeah, you're going to like sort of be just enjoying your life, filling yourself with pleasure and being like, oh, thank you, you know, and asking for more and then receiving more and being like, oh, I'm so just filled with joy. Of course I'm going to like spill this over, you know, to other people. Like, yeah, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And you're going to express that love. You're going to express that passion. You're going to, you know, showcase your blessings. You're going to be like, yes, I did the damn thing. And you're going to feel that success. You're going to feel that love, and whatnot. And it's going to be amazing for you. What happens in the 4th week, though, is sort of like not more of like a celebration, not like, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm thankful or whatever, but you still are thankful, but it's like, okay, what's next? Like, I have all these beautiful things, you know, I want to continue doing these things. I want to continue, you know, to bringing this love out, you know, giving what I can to others, you know, that generosity and stuff. Stop and smell the roses, give it to another. I just thought of something really interesting. Stop and smell the roses, give it to another. So this area of your life, that first week of June is going to set the tone for the rest of June for you, air signs. So if you give the rose to another work person, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to get in return out of that? You know, maybe you don't give the rose to another person, but you let it dry out and then put it in a nice little bubble bath for one of your partners, your companion. And you romance them and have, you know, the affair of a lifetime. What would that do for you for the rest of June? You know, think about what you do with the rose that you pick up along the way. What's the work that you're doing within that first week of June that's going to set the tone for the rest of it? Because That's really what's going on here. It's just literally like a domino effect. It's building on top of itself. And that's why I say same experience, different what did I say? Same experience, different situation, time, whatever, space. Literally it's going to be like that because you're just building and building and building on top of it. But that core thing is there. It's just growing and growing and growing larger and larger. So this fourth week of June, and the Nine of Coins or Nine of Pentacles, you're going to have that, and you're going to be like, okay, I'm at the brink. Eventually, it's going to deplete. Eventually what I have is going to deplete, and I don't want that. So what's next? What am I looking for right now? We got the Taurus here, and that's all about like, luxury, fulfillment, obviously monetary success, but also not like aggressive monetary success. This is very much passive income. It's giving empire. It's giving like CEO, don't have to do shit in my job and make sure that the people that work for me are doing their job. It's giving I'm the representative of this my candle just blew out. I was like, why is there smoke? What's going on? That's why. It's giving I'm the representative. I'm the representative of this company. I'm the face of this company, and that's literally all I gotta do. That's what Taurus energy gives: luxury, leisure, lavishness, and you're riding that wave, and it's looking at you. It's waiting for a direction. It's like, hey, what is next? And you have to guide that. You have to guide, that thing for you that you those things that you've built for yourself. And you have to feed, you have to take care of this Taurus energy and be like, hey, we got to do this damn thing. Obviously it's not Taurus season during the fourth week of June, but you get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you've gotta just be in a space to cultivate this. Going to see like how can I do this, like laying out the land or getting a good look of the land and coming up with a plan of like the most efficient way to use said land. City planning, and stuff like that. Like, how do you run your empire? How can you make your empire more successful? That's really what all this is about. You're gonna have like, it's gonna be quick too, very quick, very just like, damn, like all this came within weeks of each other. Leadership, exactly what I was just saying. What else is there? Cacao, intuition. Follow your intuition. We have the heart here as well. Follow your heart, your intuition. It will lead you in the right direction. You know that song by I don't know. It's called Intuition, and if you look it up on Spotify, it's probably like one of the first things that pops up. But yeah, blessing. Guys, wow, love that for you guys. You're going through like just crazy momentum, literally insane momentum. So whatever you've been manifesting is definitely coming in. You just have to follow your heart, your intuition, and it will lead you in the right direction. All right, that was bullshit, but I know like you get what I'm saying. Like that's the message, How do you give love efficiently? How can you build upon this efficiently? How do you just say thank you, to yourself, your community, to your ancestors, your spirit guides, your spiritual council, all of those beings? How do you just say thank you? And how do you not take advantage of these blessings. Yes, take advantage of these blessings, but in a positive way to where you're growing them and like blessing other people with your own blessings and getting more for yourself in an ethical way. Like, how do you do that? That's what's going to be the big question on the 4th week of June. But really, this whole thing is just building upon one another. So, the major question that I have for you today, the first day of June, I guess really just the rest of this week, since it's June 1, 2, and 3, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Sorry, 2nd, 3rd. Yeah, whatever. I confused myself. Anyway, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th for the weekend. I guess just 2nd and 3rd. That question is, what do I want to give my energy to? What is it that I want, truly? And how can I give it to others? What is the best thing that benefits everyone, but also really is aligned with myself and my purpose? Those are the questions that you need to be asking yourself. In what way can I just give and give sustainably? And that'll help you out. And that's what I'll leave you with. If you want a more in-depth reading, I encourage you to book a reading with me and click the link in my bio, and I will send that over to you as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will get into water signs now. Hello, water signs. I'm really excited because everyone has been getting like really good readings so far. So, okay. I have high hopes for you. As I say that, high hopes. So, there have been a lot of, you have 2 shared cards with the other groups. I think, I can't remember, but air signs got this. And I think actually, damn it, was this in the general reading or was this in the earth sign? I think it was in the earth signs. No, it was in the general reading. I think so. So you have a lot of shared cards here. But the first thing that you have is the 2 of Cups. Then you have the Ace of Wands, 3 of Wands, and then the Knight of Swords. So this is a lot of movement, lots of movement. You are not going to be still in any moment of this. But what this is giving is sort of like seeking more, like loving out, like it's like very passion driven, if that makes sense. Like you're going to be building for yourself, but in a way that's like, okay, it's my time to shine. It's my time to, be fulfilled. It's a me thing, like it's my turn and it is your turn. But this is just sort of like the grounding of it all. Although this is not a grounding movement, it's like, okay, we're getting the pieces together so that we can place this foundation. So we have the 2 of Cups for the first week of June for you guys, water signs. And 2 of Cups, I love it. It's very passionate, very like driven, from love, out of like the deep of and goodness of your heart, and stuff like that. And it's like you're going to be sort of like, okay, in like this sort of like communion with your own self, or maybe even your spirit, your spiritual counsel. Could be your ancestor or whatever. You're going to be in this sort of like communion. You're going to be in this sort of like partnership with, you know, your spirit. And you're going to be like, what can I do? What can we do? You know, to push us along, or to give me the best life that I can possibly live, or like give me what I desire the most. And so this is a time of just like planning and sitting with your higher self, sitting with your ancestors, your spiritual counsel, and being like, hey, I got shit to do, you know. You know me, and you know what I'm about, like, and you know my heart, you know my soul, you know the purity of it, whatever. You know who I am deeply at my core. What can we do together to get this shit going? And that's really just like the question, or like the space that you're going to be in, just like deeply spiritual, deeply just like in that sort of like connection between spirit and earth. For sure. Then we have the Ace of Wands, where like you're just getting that like source connection, and you're like coming out with different ideas. You're like, okay, well, we can go down this path and have this outcome. We can go down this path and have the same outcome. But what's really the general, you know, thing that I'm trying to get to? You know, if I go down this path, I might have to take a detour, and I won't get there like until like years later to that outcome that I want. But if I go straight down this path, it's like right there within like a year or whatever, if I work hard enough for it. That's what this second week's going to be about. It's about coming up with a plan, coming with an idea, coming up with like multiple ideas. You're going to be like a creative generator, like an idea concept generator at this point in your life. You're going to be like basically just getting download after download after download, just in this creative space of just, you know, that like sort of like revolves around fulfillment of like your own life, and like, you know, receiving the life that you dream of. That's going to be exactly where you stand, just like in that creative space. You might be like a bit of a reclusive, or a bit reclusive, if that makes sense. Like, you're going to probably be so consumed with like all these thoughts and ideas that pass by your head that you probably won't have time for your social life. That's okay, because sometimes you just need a break and we need to focus on ourselves. But what I will say is that this is going to be a really good time for you, because you're going to feel like really connected with source, and really just like in like such a beautiful space. What I recommend to you was going to get one of my courses called Source Senses. I think it's $22, which 2 of Cups. It's really, I think it will really benefit you during this time, if not like, you know, anything else. And yeah, so you're just going to be in that space for the second week of June. Then you have 3 of Wands, which love. 3 of Wands. It's like, what else is out there? You know, okay, like now that I, you know, have all these ideas, like how do I bring them to fruition? Like, what is the outcome? What's the plan going forward? You know, like sort of like gathering the pieces, like getting ready for your journey, saying goodbye to your old life and being like, okay, well, now I'm moving forward. No looking down, no looking back. We're moving forward. and we're moving up. Absolutely, we're moving up. There's also like sort of an energy of like hope, sort of like crawling out of the tunnel. You might have been in a bad space for a while. You might have been in like really a negative space where you've just not been fulfilled at all, like in any one or particular instance, you know, like with your mind, your body, and your soul. I just had a vision of something. But now you've sort of just like reinvigorated. The fire's been reinvoked within you. And it's really like going up. Like it's going up. Like and when I say that fire's been reinvigorated, it might feel like you're turned on. It might feel like you know, your root chakra is activated and it's going like from the root to the sacral to the solar plexus and like literally going all the way up. It's going to be like a 4-week orgasm or at least a 3-week orgasm or like a week long if we're just talking about like the third week. It's going to feel like that. For some of you, it's going to be like, okay, from the bottom, I'm like I'm going, oh my God, I'm almost at the top. And then you just start taking off, which is the 4th week. But what I want to say with this, for your wands in the 3rd week, which 33, 3 plus 3, and then, you know, plus it, like you sum it up, not 6. So lead with love and passion. But also take in consideration that you'd be manifesting while you're making this plan. So that plan that you set for yourself, that vision that you see for yourself, is it going to be exactly what's going to happen for you, as long as you allow it to be so. So make sure that it's in as great detail as possible. That you feel it within your soul, you feel it within your body, like it's like genuine emotions are being like generated out of you, because that's what's going to be happening during that 3rd week. Now back to this 4th week, Knight of Swords here. You're going to be in a space where it's like, okay, I'm like motivated, you know, I fancy this thing, this plan, and now I'm going to work on it. Like I can't work on it no more. And I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheel fall off, baby. You know, so that's basically what you're going to do. It's like I'm literally going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Going to like ride the wave, follow the path until you get to where you're going, or until like you can't go any longer. If that's where it is, or that's where that path ends for you. You know, sometimes to get to where you want, you need to take a detour, and that's just how it is. But sometimes the road's not always straight. That's exactly like the energy that you're going to be. Like you're just going to have like this sort of headstrong, like motivated, very determined way about you. And to that I say, don't let that falter. If you're in that space, be in that space. You know, do the work that it is required of you to make your plan, your vision come true. Because I want to see you succeed. I really do. And I feel like that's really what's necessary for you. If you just don't do anything, if you're stagnant or whatever, you're not going to see anything come through. So make sure that you do the work and you're holding yourself accountable. Oops, shit. Okay. Okay. What is this? Teacher, Arnica. You're gonna rely heavily on spirit during this this month. Heavily on spirit. And that's not a bad thing. It's just sometimes you need more spiritual support than physical support, than earthly support. And that's okay. It's just what you need at the time. So you're gonna be really, really, you have to strengthen your relationship with spirit during the first week. Because if not, I feel like all of this is just going to be weak. All of it's going to be weak. Or drowned out. Oh shit, that flew out like a goddamn, okay. Metamorphosis. Yeah, so we got that rebirth effect going on again. Coming from just a space of just sort of reclusivity and being one-on-one with spirit and your spiritual counsel and the divine, and just really communing with that connection. Of course you're going to go through a metamorphosis, of course you're going to rely on spirit during that time, because what else is there to do when you're growing a new you? What else is there to do when you're growing a new life? You just kind of have to just ask for guidance and look for guidance. And so that's what's going to be happening during this time. Acceptance and wisdom. Yep, exactly what I literally just said. Sorry. I've been talking for almost 2 hours. Sometimes my grammar's not going to be correct. But yeah. Just really be open. This is my final advice to you. Just really be open to, the advice that comes in, the wisdom that comes in, the downloads that are going to be brought to you. Just be open, and be open throughout the whole month to connection, to wisdom, to creativity, to just building for yourself. Be open, and accept the blessings, the visions, the signs. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. Really just be open and accept, the good things that are coming to you. And that is it for water signs. I guess that's it for, that's literally it for this monthly reading. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I want to say thank you again for being patient with me. I know that I haven't been posting and everything, but I've been really bombarded with life. And I want to let you know that I am still here, and I still am here to support you and here in any way that you need me, in the ways that I allow you to come to me. And I want you to know that I love you very much, and that if you want a reading, water signs, you can look at the link in my description if you want a more in-depth reading. But also the links to my social media will be in my bio as well. And yeah, I just want to say that thank you guys for being so patient, and you truly do fill my heart every time I connect with you guys. Seriously, you do. So I want to say thank you for that. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Bye.